somehow. I guess I thought that this would never end. And suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. And so we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out 'cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now 'cause you don't have another day. 'Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and when we got real blue, stay at home talking on the telephone. And we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change, come whatever, we will still be friends forever.
Good day. Please stand for the Chancellor's procession.
Let us pray. O Supreme One, origin of all being, we thank you for giving us another day as we gather here to celebrate UTT's presentation of Graduates 2014 ceremony. Give us a keen understanding of the importance of the role that graduates of UTT, the National University, have in the development of our communities and the Trinidad and Tobago by extension. Give us faith, courage, and wisdom to fulfill our purpose and promise as students and graduates of UTT. Show us how to effectively serve you so that all of our education, knowledge, and skills may find true fulfillment as we learn to do your will. May we ever be aware in everything that we do that knowledge comes from learning and wisdom comes from you. Thank you, O Supreme One.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Thank you to the UTT Chorale Rapturous Voices for the anthem and the Executive President of the Student Guild, Mr. Jagannath, for the prayer. I now have the honor to present to you His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, ORTTSC, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, to declare open the graduation ceremony 2014 of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Your Excellency.
Good afternoon to all. As Chancellor of the University, I declare this ceremony open for the conferment of certificates, diplomas, and degrees by the authority of the Academic Council and the Board of Governors.
Thank you, Your Excellency. His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, ORTTSC, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of UTT.
Senator the Honorable Fazal Karim, Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training.
Mr. Curtis R. Manchun, Chairman of UTT's Board of Governors and other members of the board.
Professor Diane Narain Singh, President of the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Dr. Fazal Ali, Senior Vice President and Provost of the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Orator Dr. Hazel Ann Gibbs de Pisa.
Orator Mr. Richard Peer.
Program professors and academic heads.
Mr. Philip Robinson, Registrar of the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Dr. Letitia Williams, Assistant Vice President, Student Support Services.
Members of senior UTT staff and faculty.
Members of UTT's Student Guild.
Specially invited guests.
Students and staff of the University of Trinidad and Tobago.
Graduates of 2014.
Family members and friends.
Members of the media.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Today is the day that the Creator has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Now that the graduation ceremony 2014 has been declared open, may I inform you that today is the first of 2 days of the celebration of hard work, persistence, and achievement on the part of faculty, staff, and students of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Graduation is a signal of success. Congratulations are in order. I now invite the Chairman of the Board of Governors of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Curtis R. Manchun, to address some words of welcome to the gathering. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Orator. His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, ORTT, SC, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of UTT, Senator the Honorable Fazal Karim, Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, members of the Board of Governors of UTT, Professor Diana Reinsing, President of UTT, Dr. Fazal Ali, Senior Vice President and Provost of UTT, all other protocols observed. On behalf of the university's Board of Governors, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to today's graduation ceremony and to extend sincere congratulations to the UTT graduating class of 2014. This event is a fitting culmination of your time spent here at the university. It is the recognition of your hard work and sacrifices, of your diligent efforts, as well as of the relationships which have supported and continue to support you in your endeavors. Indeed, let us pause for a moment to applaud the parents, family, friends, and classmates, and anyone else who have made today's achievement possible. We don't do it by ourselves. We need the support of others. Most of you are aware that as we celebrate your success, the University of Trinidad and Tobago is culminating an important and significant anniversary, a year of celebrations, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Your special occasion today, your graduation, coincides with a time of great celebration and reflection in the past of UTT, as we too take stock of the last 10 years and we plan for the future. Indeed, today you must be full of joy and nostalgia as you think back to your orientation when you first entered the doors of UTT, your favorite classes and the bonds of friendship and support formed throughout your time here at this university. In the same way, we at UTT experience a similar nostalgia as we recall the many persons, decisions, and experiences which have shaped this institution into the beacon of education that it is today. Let me at this moment pause to pay tribute to the late Governor, Brother Michael Samuel, who only a few weeks ago passed away, and who made his indelible contribution to the world of education in Trinidad and Tobago and to us here at UTT. As chairman of the board, I pay my tribute to him and the contribution that he has made to UTT. As you all know, UTT is an entrepreneurial university with a mission to be an entrepreneurial university designed to discover and develop entrepreneurs, commercialize research and development, and spawn companies for wealth generation and sustainable job creation towards the equitable enhancement of the quality of life of all individuals, families, and communities of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. Despite this ambitious mission statement, UTT, for a time, was not really active in what I would call operationalizing the mission statement. And in recent times, a concerted effort has been made to operationalize this mission statement of entrepreneurship and to realign the university's direction in this regard. We are not singular in this respect. Many organizations have mission statements which very few people take on and really know about. But we believe we have an important mission statement and we need to repeat it often. And as graduates of UTT, as prospective graduates of UTT, you need to be aware of that and to understand that. The institution of the university has in recent times being viewed as a traditional model that produces followers as opposed to dynamic, creative leaders and innovators. Indeed, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, people like Steve Jobs and Michael Dell are often seen as those who have succeeded without completing their tertiary level education. In our own way, we don't subscribe to that, of course, due to the interaction of eager, creative minds and informed academics. Universities have the potential to create a unique environment in which innovation can flourish. Perhaps there is no greater example of this than the relationship between Stanford University and Silicon Valley. In fact, it was in 1939 with the encouragement of their mentor, Professor Frederick Terman of Stanford University, that graduates David Packard and William Hewlett established a little electronics company in a garage. That garage would later be dubbed the birthplace of Silicon Valley. Under the leadership of Professor Terman, the university embarked upon a campaign to build steeples of excellence, clusters of outstanding science and engineering researchers who would attract the best students. Over the following years, Stanford will be a wellspring of innovation, producing advances in research and the formation of many companies that have made Silicon Valley one of the most innovative and productive high-tech regions in the world. Terman's efforts to create a mutual relationship between Stanford and the technology companies in the surrounding area created an entrepreneurial spirit that today extends to every academic discipline at Stanford. And may I say, a spirit that has touched the entire world. Which of us does not know of Hewlett-Packard? Ladies and gentlemen, Silicon Valley was not born overnight. Neither did it happen by accident, but rather through deliberate and sustained effort and emphasis with respect to entrepreneurship. And this is what UTT is currently engaged in as an entrepreneurial university. This is our vision for you, our students and graduates, to create a culture ripe for the nation's economic growth and development. Indeed, I believe it is an imperative in these economic times in this rapidly changing world. In the budget statement for 2015, Minister Hawaii mentioned the need for citizens to engage with entrepreneurship for economic growth. He stated, and I quote, "The role of the private sector as the driver of growth is being consolidated as we continue to build a competitive and efficient economy. Entrepreneurship is being fostered on a number of fronts, including the initial public offerings, the securing of strategic partners for selective state enterprises, and the utilization of the public-private partnership model for delivering infrastructure and public services. UTT is proud to support this growth through various initiatives, and some important ones have taken root in this 10th anniversary year. This includes the launch of Knowledge TT, the nation's first online learning portal, whereby citizens are given access to relevant educational classes. This was done in collaboration with Khan Academy and Coursera, two of the most respected names in free and accessible online learning. And may I say, this represents an opportunity for all of you, because we know it is a fact that many university students do not immediately access jobs. Khan Academy and Coursera represent entrepreneurial institutions. Salman Khan left his job as an investment banker and got into education, and the professors at Coursera left their jobs as professors at Stanford and began to create online learning. And so some of you will want to get involved in that, creating your own lectures, putting them on the internet, and exposing them to a global community of learners. And that's the kind of innovative thinking that we need to generate and to foster. Another exciting event was the start of construction of the Aviation Institute in Camden, Couva, by the a brainchild of the Honorable Minister, and I'm sure he would mention that to you in speaking here. On par with the creation of the Aviation Institute will be training offered by UTT, which will be the first of its kind for the nation, carded to attract students from all over the region for programs such as the Certificate in Aviation Technology, the Diploma in Aviation, and the Bachelor of Science degree in Aviation Technology. As construction currently continues and with UTT on hand to provide the requisite training, Trinidad and Tobago stands ready to explore new horizons in local aviation and, may I add, to create a new hub of economic activity in central Trinidad. This September, UTT made history with the launch of UStart, our first university-originated business incubator facility in the nation. Defined as an organization designed to accelerate the growth and success of entrepreneurial companies through an array of business support resources and services, incubators such as UStart serve as an engine of innovation and enterprise as they seek to foster an ecosystem that supports an entrepreneurial mindset. The incubators cover 4 overarching areas of animation, performing arts, agro-processing, and fashion, areas with which the university is already associated via its academic offerings. The launch therefore provides UTT with a platform to support the work being done by its students, faculty, and graduates, and further encourages these initiatives which lead to wealth generation and job creation. And may I say that the idea is to continue to build upon that so that in every area of academic work that we do, to encourage those creative juices to flow and to encourage you as, well, you are graduating students, but some of you will come back in to do your masters and your doctorates. And for every student to see entrepreneurship as a very valid option. As you can see from just these examples, important work is being done at the university to fulfill its mandate as an entrepreneurial university in a fitting manner. Therefore, I encourage all of you graduates to take advantage of the knowledge and opportunities presented to you at UTT. I hope that you are excited about the possibilities that will be open to you as a result of your time here, and that as you go forth into the world of work or to further study, that you will be motivated as graduates of the National University to give back to your country. As I was on my way to the graduation, and I was thinking about you as graduates and the options that you have before you. And one of the challenges, as we say, is to get more of our people thinking entrepreneurially, so that you don't only go look for jobs and become employees, but you create your own jobs. And my mind ran to this poem by Robert Frost, and I want to close with this: The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. And the final verse reads, I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I challenge you to take the road less traveled and make a great difference in the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis Rowland Manchun, Chairman of the Board of Governors of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for your warm welcome and uplifting and motivational beginning to this evening's graduation ceremony. It gives me great pleasure to invite to the podium the Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, Senator the Honorable Fazal Karim. he will address this gathering of the graduation ceremony 2014. Senator Karim.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richard Pierre, along with our orator, Dr. Hazel Gibbs de Pisa, our chairpersons for this evening's proceedings. His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, SC, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Curtis Manchun, Chairman and members of the Board of Governors of the UTT, President Professor Diana Reinsing, Provost Dr. Fazal Ali, Head of Student Support Services Dr. Letitia Williams, faculty heads and staff, graduates, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Today is indeed a day of celebration, as you would have heard, and I want to add to our chairman, Mr. Manchun's recognition in celebration of the life of our former principal and member of the Board of Governors of the UTT, Dr. Michael Samuel. May I also add to that list, we recognize the passing of one of our faculty members here, Professor of Music, Professor Miggins, our own Richard Pierre's brother, Mr. Michael Mansour, our corporate secretary's father, our corporate secretary, Darwin Manzano, and I'm advised Mrs. Janice Blackman, who was associated with UTT, who I recall in my days as a teacher was the school supervisor 3 in the central area. Having said that, and today is a day of celebration, I want to ask you to fill this atmosphere with an applause that they could hear from very far from here. Today is a day of celebration. Congratulations. That's the UTT spirit after 1 decade and going into the next. My dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, the gradual changing needs of the workforce are due to the shift from the traditional industrial era, very much like what we see today in our plants and factories, to the post-industrial era of the knowledge economy. The new knowledge economy that has emerged has replaced the skills of the assembly lines with flexible technologies that rely on more highly skilled and automated workers. In an era of service delivery and more customization, graduates of our tertiary education system not only need better technical preparation, they also need sufficiently robust skills to adapt to the changing requirements on the job. Today, when we look at industries like business services, education, and we are graduating a large number of our students from the education faculty, healthcare, security, and technology service jobs, we see the need for higher levels of interpersonal and problem-solving skills. 80% of all new jobs being created today are in these service sectors. All of you graduating here today can attest to this phenomenon, as you have been prepared to enter these industries. Hence, my dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, the theme of my message to you is that, and I quote, "Without the right skills, qualifications prove academic and of little value in today's workplace." Let me just repeat that. It's a truism now. Without the right skills, qualifications prove academic and are of little value in today's workplace. Ladies and gentlemen, while one of the emphases for transforming our nation is on increasing the participation rate in the tertiary sector, which we had targeted to accomplish in May 2015 of 60%. And when I became minister in 2010, in June, it was 42%. The good news is that at the end of last year, we have exceeded the target for 2015, and we're now at 65.23%, the highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. I wish to advise our Chancellor members of faculty, that we have not added as yet the figure in the vocational sector. And when we do, I am convinced that the participation rate in the tertiary sector will exceed 70 or 75%. But then again, while that is good for the participation rate, we want to also emphasize that not only education, 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 but guidance, guidance, and guidance, in order to maximize the investment of our students in the higher education sector. My dear friends, too many persons continue to graduate from our universities and institutions of higher learning with qualifications that do not get them a job, or get them one that is not aligned with what they have studied. This phenomenon is what is universally described as the mismatch between qualifications and skills. Guidance is the key to help young people choose their field of study and be informed about what are the opportunities in the labor market. Hence the reason why at our ministry, we have embarked upon the delivery of 2 jobs and career mobile coaches. We have printed the jobs report, the jobs fair, the jobs news will soon be distributed, and the Center for Workforce Research and Development will give real-time information and data about the job opportunities that are available in our country. I have also started the employers' roundtable discussions, career guidance seminars with the Ministry of Education. My dear ladies and gentlemen, performance measurements in today's workplace involve higher levels of human interaction and personalized responses to the customer's wants and needs. The behavioral skills in high tech allowed employees to spend more time interacting with each other in order to provide cutting-edge value added such as quality, variety, customization, convenience, speed, and innovation. Regarding business, if as indeed business and employers are the beneficiaries of our graduates, then both must work closely with our schools to make clear what they are looking for and what jobs will be available. I have noted the remarks of some employers that they are facing a labor shortage which threatens the future sustainability of and further investments in their businesses. As education and training providers, we know, supply the employers with an appropriately educated and work-ready workforce. I ask employers and business persons, therefore, to let me know as a matter of urgency, what is this labor shortage of which they speak? What are these occupational categories? What job levels do they require? In what amounts? Over what period of time? What qualities do they expect our graduates to enter the workforce? I am asking them through this medium to write to me directly, and I give you the assurance that once I receive this information, I will act upon it. We will work with you to ensure you have the appropriately educated, trained, and skilled workforce necessary for the productivity and competitiveness of your business and our country. And since, my dear friends, we are entering the silly season in which propaganda gets undeserved attention, let me once again repeat, as I have done on so many numerous occasions, including in my parliamentary contributions, and state categorically and emphatically that the government assistance for tuition expenses continues to be well secured and expanded. I want to say as well to all of those who are pursuing higher education that many are awaiting the opportunity to have access like you to institutions like this. And therefore, while the GATE program continues to be opened and expanded, the GATE program will be scrutinized for increased value added, accountability, and responsibility for the taxpayer dollar. I want to ask, as I talk about the GATE program, because ultimately you, the beneficiaries of the investment of the taxpayer dollar, and some of you are taxpayers, will be the employers. I want to ask all of them to help us, to help them. According to the global study by McKinsey, the consultants, almost 40% of employers say they lack skills for entry-level jobs. But on the other hand, 72% of the educators say, we believe our graduates are work ready. As a matter of fact, I have no doubt in my mind that our graduates are work ready. And I'll make some statements shortly, particularly with respect to the education sector. Our chairman did make mention about the UTT's aviation campus. And I wish to tell you that construction of that campus has begun at Camden in Couva. And we propose in the first quarter of 2015 to open for the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago under the auspices of UTT and comprising Caribbean Airlines Limited, the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard, the Civil Aviation Authority, the Metal Industries Institute of Technology, and the National Helicopter Services Limited, together with the National Training Agency, the first of its kind in this part of the world. That is how we are going to ensure that we create jobs and sustainable jobs. I am pleased to say as well, Mr. Manchun made reference of entrepreneurship, that we will launch for the first time in this part of the world, OJT entrepreneurship, where government will fund the payment of stipends to startups and startup companies as we seek to incentivize, reduce risk, and promote new business opportunities. Gone were the days when our OJTs, some of whom would have graduated from institutions like these, were described as gophers. Go make coffee, go make tea, and go photocopy this paper. We have now, for the first time, launched OJT sectoral and aligned what you would have studied and graduated with and in with the sectors in our economy. Can I tell you that with respect to OJT medical, only last week we launched that for the third cohort. And we had within that group over 16 island scholarship winners, all of whom have been approved for medical school in 2015, but are unable to access a space. And therefore what I did is we placed them in the hospitals, the clinics, and the health centers. And since this is the third cohort, from the first two, our professors have been saying that the students who went through OJT medical as interns have indeed become better ready students when they entered medical school. One of the first mandates I gave to the board of the University of Trinidad and Tobago under my tenure as minister was to move the staff of UTT to permanent employment. I am pleased to say that both the union and the management have agreed to start this process, and the staff at UTT will soon have their letters of permanency. Congratulations to you in advance of this very historic milestone. Since we are graduating a substantial number of persons in the education faculty, let me take this opportunity to congratulate our very recent appointed chairman of the Teaching Service Commission, your own provost at UTT, Dr. Fazal Ali. I just want to give you some highlights, what is in store for you, and I am using the opportunity to give some information, particularly with respect to all graduates, but more so our education graduates. The University of Trinidad and Tobago has agreed with the Ministry of Education to mount a training program for educators, delivering the CAPE entrepreneurship syllabus for sixth form students in Trinidad and Tobago. UTT has also agreed to mount a training program for 6,000 DIPED secondary school educators. This will enhance the quality of secondary school education across Trinidad and Tobago. The university has also agreed with the Ministry of Education to train 600 teachers in collaboration with the Organization of American States, the OAS, in ICT in the contemporary classroom. UTT has also agreed with the Ministry of Education, the MOE, to develop a new problem-based learning PBL Bachelor's in Education in collaboration with the OAS. UTT has now mounted a GATE-approved Masters in Education Technology to support the transformation of the primary and secondary education sectors. This in-service training program will enable classroom teachers to build learning objects and contents to be uploaded onto the Knowledge TT platform. All programs in the Center of Education programs will be revalidated, including the Early Childhood Care and Education program. And this process should be completed by January 2015. All content and modes of assessment will be revised. Manpower requirements and workforce needs of the Ministry of Education will be taken into consideration as the process of refocusing the Center of Education programs is advanced. The program of study leading to a degree in integrated science has been replaced by a new natural science degree with specialization in physics, chemistry, and biology. It is to be noted that the UTT graduates in natural science will be a highly advanced educator in natural science, since the UTT graduate would be a natural science teacher who would have been trained in sociology of education, measurement and evaluation, pedagogy, lesson planning, and all aspects of the praxis of education. Unlike graduates from other institutions, the UTT natural science graduate will be a content specialist and a qualified educator. There are many other things that I could have read about in terms of what we are doing through the UTT and the education faculty. But let me also say that Dr. Gopi Singh, my colleague, and I made a visit recently on a Sunday to some of the former junior secondary schools, particularly the ones we toured were at Carbichaima, which is now called Carbichaima West Secondary School, in Couva, which is now called the Couva West Secondary School, and in Marabella, which is now called the Marabella South Secondary School. I wish to announce that Dr. Gopi Singh has agreed to my request that the University of Trinidad and Tobago has access to the Couva West Secondary School as a campus in the future for education, a teacher's college of UTT in central Trinidad, the first of its kind. This is really decentralizing access and opportunity. And very many might say, so what about Tobago? The Tobago campus would seek to expand its curricular offerings to include the Masters in Health Administration, Fashion, Digital Media Studies, Music and Dance Education, Sound Engineering, ICT, and Marine Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you that there's a bright and exciting future for UTT as it enters its second decade. Working in collaboration with the Coast Guard of Trinidad and Tobago, UTT intends to expand its maritime campus in Chaguaramas to be the home of a new naval academy. UTT intends to establish an environmental forensics labs at its historic Waterloo campus. These and all are important for us as we improve access and quality of learning. To you, my dear graduates, do not end your pursuit of knowledge and qualifications, since you taught, and many may say or whisper in their ears today, to get this one to your friend next door. This was a real sacrifice. It was a struggle or a challenge. Let this achievement be your motivation for further study, for further success, and a true measure of lifelong, continuous, and life-wide learning. Now you have received, I ask you to join with me in giving back to the development of our beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago. And to those who are not as fortunate as you, my dear graduates, the country has invested in you. It is now your time to invest in our country. Promote as an exemplar the UTT brand wherever you go, be it at home or abroad. Congratulations to the University of Trinidad and Tobago. You, the graduates, and all those who have helped you to accomplish your success story this far. You will forever be remembered as the class of 2014 because it's the year of the 10th anniversary of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Congratulations, and may Almighty God bless you all.
Senator, the Honorable Fazal Karim, we thank you for your inspiring and meaningful address to our graduates. And Honorable Senator, we at UTT proudly claim that our graduates are not only certified, but qualified to serve in their various fields, and therefore their qualifications will prove more than academic as they go out as efficient representatives of the national university. And Honorable Minister, we thank you for making public the information about the many agreements between UTT and the Ministry of Education and the many improvements to the UTT standing. We thank you, Honorable Minister. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, this is a time of celebration. What better way to celebrate than in song? It gives me great pleasure to invite the UTT Chorale, Rapturous Voices, under the pristine directorship of the debonair Mr. Richard Pear, to render for us Cohen's Hallelujah. Enjoy the UTT Chorale. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The UTT Chorale, Rapturous Voices, and Mr. Richard Pear and the Coens, hallelujah. Hallelujah in spite of our circumstances. Hallelujah because of our circumstances. Hallelujah anyhow. We now approach the high point the graduates have been waiting for, the moment when they will be transformed from students of the University of Trinidad and Tobago to graduates of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. The celebration of success, the award of certificates, diplomas, and undergraduate degrees 2014. To usher in this much anticipated moment, I now ask Senior Vice President and Provost of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Fazal Ali, please present to the Chancellor those persons who have met the requirements of the University of Trinidad and Tobago and are to be admitted to their respective certificates, diplomas, and undergraduate degrees.
Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from these academic programs, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, to the certificate, to the diploma, to the undergraduate degree for which they are presented.
Graduates of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, by the authority vested in me, I admit you to the several certificates, diplomas, and degrees for which you are to be presented, and receive you as graduate members of our society.
The Senior Vice President and Provost of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Fazal Ali, will be assisted in the calling of the names of the graduates by Assistant Professor Dr. Stephen Joseph. We now hand over to them.
Renee Francesca County.
Sheena Tanya Hussein.
Vera Ram Udit.
Nikes Christine Filbert.
Shirley Pilgrim.
Hannah Jo Marie Sanka.
Emerald S. Abraham.
Cassandra Tyler George.
Sonia Ramdat Narais. Sona.
Sangita Karuna Ramnanan.
Anand Sipasad.
Bisram Siudat.
Giselle Ramuta.
Mohib Punwasi.
Doisumu Uloka Yode.
Swain Richard Taylor.
Tessa John Osuji.
Kemchan Mongal Singh. Now called Keisha Williams.
Nikita Frank.
And Marie Andrea Innes.
Danielle Murray.
Fanny Karen Murray.
Harvey Robertson.
Nelson Joseph Sterling.
Kyle Manzano.
Renelle Simmons.
Jessica Zion Brewster.
Jesse Kennedy McBarrow.
Clint Mahoon.
Ricardo Prasad.
Josanna John.
Alistair Ucott. Did I get it right? Almost.
Jacqueline Pollard.
Mark Everest Jr. Alexis.
Shanice Allen.
Kerry Diamond Celestin.
Karen Claxton.
Sion Lafouque.
Damian Lang Lassé.
Kinsley Andy Noel.
Johan O'Brien.
Dillard Paul.
Natalie Joel Paul.
Alana Chantal Roberts.
Peter Pear.
Janine Nicole Ann Drakes.
Michelle Alain Penny.
Tiffany Denise Aston.
Abby Janelle Blackman.
Mandela Espinay.
Afia Brewster.
Kimberly Crystal Collette.
Jeremy Providence.
Melinda Liana Adam. Melissa.
Devika Balgobin.
Sinead Berkeley.
Cassian Bernard.
Shavana Buduram.
Christian Kalis.
Kaleem Dukan.
Carissa Gomez.
Stephanie Gopal.
Anderson Holder.
Carissa Jamaldin.
Laura Kulanjan.
Satish Mahabir.
Bishan Mehi Alal.
Candice Crystal Amitra Nagasa.
Samantha Naomi Phillip.
Gail Philip Brown.
Kimberly Ramgati.
Anne-Marie Nicole Ramnarain.
Varindra Ramnath.
Tracy Ann Chanel Senon.
Janelle Smith.
Leona Thomas.
Chanel Thompson.
Crystal Victoria Ashby.
Trisha Asing Raghunath.
Nakisha Bell.
Clarice Cordner.
Shavana Kavita Das.
Camille Douglas Edwards.
Shafina Hussain.
Jamie Francis Jules.
Esther Leah Kedan.
Janika Joseph.
Vienna Kedan.
Shireen Khan.
Alicia Kitterman Morgan.
Rosalia La Rosa Reyes.
Danielle Donna Messiah.
Amanda Stephanie McDowell.
Keangele Macmillan.
Claire Onyx Mares.
Christiane Muti.
Hamida Rahman Ali.
Inead Enid Maria Ramirez Jacob.
Natasha Richardson.
Anita Rudal Rampasad.
Jennifer McNeil Green.
Vashti Sanchez.
Christiana Sukdev.
Desiree Iris Toussaint.
Judy Shermati Sukan.
Rosemary Wilson Mansing.
Jamie Francis Jules.
Melissa Alaha.
Michelle Clark.
Ryan Yearwood.
Twinkle Summer Holder.
Elise Hari Prasad.
Amelia Esther Mulchan Singh.
Kitty Tamara Mulligan.
Rochelle Laverne Nayak.
Jade Marie Petal Parsons.
Stephen Cyril Rambaran.
Amelia Stacy Ann Samsundar.
Amrita Hema Sigjagat.
Clarissa Marlene Bali.
Sandra Joan Durant.
Michelle Cassian Gray.
Mr. Shomari Ajani Hector.
Carissa Oprah Isaac.
Neka Adeola James.
Carla C.K. Katik.
Sharda Reshmi Maharaj.
Nalini Ramesa.
Chitra Revanti Sharma Alexander.
Natasha Sherry Andrews Bacchus.
Leah Mariella Bechu.
Anissa Lisa Bash.
Vanessa Suzanne Bisnath.
Latoya Luana Rachel Burgess.
Kenrick Dewkananan.
Barry Gafar.
Rihanna Harichan. Summa cum laude.
Ernestine Teresa Thwaits.
Triana Likisha Sesesai La Fortune Salina.
Rohini Miraj.
Aisha Mohammed.
Desiree Michelle Morris.
Sarah Melissa Ramkisoon.
Ria Rupnarayan Sicharan.
Sonita Siraim.
Kathleen Blossom Blake.
Nicole Kasian Budram.
Chanel Charles.
Cheryl Kafi Marie Flores.
Tassa Hari Prasad.
Jeffrey Dominic Harris.
Amioy Eva Aisha Jeffrey.
Streisand Shelly Ann L. Joseph Cox.
Anita Limoy Manigro.
Yasser Mohammed.
Amanda Ramcharan.
Balraj Ramcharan.
Kern Andrews Thumb. Summa Cum Laude.
Kanisha Cherise Wildman.
Nika Williams.
Shafina Ahmad Hamid.
Sharla Alcindor.
Catherine Laura Alexander.
Donna Marie Alexander Walters.
Alicia Amanda Ali.
Maria Ali.
Wasim Ahmed Ali.
Siobhan Andrea Allen.
Katrine Whitney Antwine.
Jarrell Gregoire Armstrong.
Javrel Jareen Arno.
Gloria Christine Atwell.
Anesta Agustin Serapio.
Akima Augustus Del Pino.
Jessica Babulal.
Christiana Babwa.
Crystal June Babwa.
Avril Camille Bakwin.
Christine Justine Bans Gopal.
Radhika Banwari.
Chanel Kisha Barclay.
Shem Emmanuel Barrow.
Stephanie Basdale.
Michelle Batusing.
Vanessa Josanne Beckles.
Lindell Bipot.
Elizabeth Bihari.
Gary Ravi Bihari.
Albina Guy.
Melissa Andis Bagu.
Kamara Bickham.
Siobhan Bisoon.
Keisha Pearl Latoya Blake Francis.
Michelle Ornella Bonio.
Diana Tiffany Bridge Mohan.
America Bridge Mohan.
Michelle Pauline Brooks.
Marisha Renee Brown Besessa.
Aldiane Bunting.
Click Caden.
R.T. Kalpu.
Diane Prudence Campbell.
Patrice Campbell.
Veronica Caracero.
Stephen Samuel Ketu.
Cadiz Lucien Celestin.
Shakina Lauren Celestine.
Selena Chaitu.
Arone Camille Changur.
Kizzy Charles.
Kizzy Chantal Cotain.
Samantha Donna Das.
Cheryl Ann De Freitas Tobias.
Natalie Lisa Ann Denoon.
R.T. Deubaran.
Whitney Dixon.
Emily Olivia Duku. Alicia Dowridge.
Amika Dubai.
Ryan Dumonte.
Marcus Frank Finley.
Jenny Fletcher.
Ria Janine Frederick Harewood.
Zachary Gabriel.
Belinda Alma George.
Anita Angelina Gokul.
Esther Gonzalez.
Kimberly Gordon.
Chanel Gould.
Kimber John.
Marissa Kalu.
Karen Satish.
Lunique Onika Grant.
Samira Gyan.
Nazma Hamid.
Melissa Mary Hankey.
Anita Hardeen.
Rachel Joanne Harilal. Farisha Haricharan.
Sasha Maria Hirasingh.
Nelene Henry.
Whitney Natalie Henry.
Rhonda Antoinette Huraman.
Gabriel James Sam.
Sarah James.
Shauna.
Adisa
Shauna,
Jervis.
that's right.
Alicia Juliet Joseph Reed.
Messiah Khan.
Niaya Shakan.
Camille Colette King.
Charlene Kisun Gajada.
Kelly Kunj Behari.
Teshel Felicia Lacario.
Radha Candice Lal.
Lemoy Sarah Lamming.
Aisha Jamila Levine.
Pauline Purande Mano Mohan.
Sita Mirage.
Christian Mark.
Blair Petal McKechnie George.
Latoya Carleen McGregor.
Kedreline Miller Griffith.
Nefsa Nifa Vashti Kivar Mills.
Ashley Christine Mohammed.
Candice Mohammed.
Shariza Mohammed.
Steve Munan.
Stephen Munan.
Sandrina Mutu.
Gaimati Loomis.
Chantal Maria Lewis.
Johanna Lizama.
Indira Mahabir.
Lakshmi Mahabir.
Usha Maharaj.
Warren Neil McCain.
Celeste Enid Mary McLean.
Amma Murray.
Elise Lucian Moran.
Stacy Julia Myler.
Crystal Rebecca Nandalal.
Hemant Narayandas.
Shahida Dina Nazir.
Sheena Maria Nelson.
Camille Norang.
Akil O'Connor.
Tamika Anja Patel Mohammed.
Christopher Paul.
Basita Wendy Paul Danielle.
Maria Pereira.
Sharon Mala Passad.
Sania Sanaya Filbert.
Giselle Crystal Pura.
Linda Nalini Pizze.
Pricedy. Linda Nalini Pricedy. Marissa Asha Raghunath.
Stephanie Boland.
Alana Stephanie Ramdeu.
Neela Ramdeo.
Silk Vicky Ramdeu.
Sarah Ramdan.
Sean Vijay Ramzan.
Veena Ramdan.
Vidish Ramisar.
Jessica Ram Gulam, that's it.
Yona Ramjatan.
Marika Ramlakan.
Chanel Jeve Naresh Ramlal.
Samantha Ramlogan.
Simone Latoya Allen Norrega.
Usha Ramlugan.
Laura Ramnanan Mohammed.
Simone Ramuta.
Kelly Rampasad.
Rian Rampasad.
Renu Rampasad.
Nicolette Ramsaroop.
Levi Andrew Jonathan Ramsing.
Candice Latoya Roberts.
Le Ruth Gail Robinson. Le Ruth Robinson.
Renelle Melissa Robinson.
Lisa Rodriguez Villarroel.
Jennifer Samaru.
Ayana Samlal.
Renisha Sandy.
Ryan Umadat Sankar.
Candice Shalini Satram.
Colettia Saunders.
Roxanne Odette Saunders Garcia.
Leonora Seeley.
Amelia Sibalak.
Grace Sherry Ann Sipasad.
Omar Sipasad.
Shivani Sitahal.
Anisha Surratt.
Natalie Janelle Simmons Crosby.
Anthony Dennis Anderson Singh.
Avion Valeen Singh.
Trisha Singh.
Sasha Crystal Rachel Smith.
Ariella Sukhan Singh.
Ravinash Ian Suku.
Charlene Sukram.
Andwell Anwele Soveral.
Nikki Singh.
Ornella Sween.
Jazan Alexander Sylvester.
Stacy Sylvester.
Jenny Victor.
Neri Vincent.
Angelica Lisa Wellington.
Claudia Williams Charles.
Kurt Michael Wolf.
Daniel Glenroy Yearwood.
Shona Amrita Babulal.
Farah Rihanna Baksh.
Sobha Vicky Baula.
Baula. Kishelle Crystal John.
Maria Joseph.
Kamini Kanhai.
Rajni Lumas.
Kim Shaleen Lachman.
Candice Maharaj.
Jerome Alpin. Mac Alpin.
Liana Mohammed.
Chrissy Tisha Noel.
Felisa Shivani Rudal.
Anika Monica Silverton.
Amira Nasima Ali.
Rejan Elisa A. Ambrose.
Kamisha Bihari.
Maria Renata Bihari.
Arti Bisoon.
Alana Crystal Cesar.
Renee Cheddy.
Camille Juliet Dardani.
Tony Marie Camila de Labastide.
Tiffany Anika Ford.
Amy Georgette Guru Williams.
Janice Griffith.
Patrice Natasha Huggins.
Alicia Jailal Fortuné. Fortune.
Hakiba Faith James.
Ariane Lauren Khan.
Fazila Lydia Khan.
Anis Lucas.
Nadia Manu.
Cheyenne Adiana Julia Marchand.
Annie Miku.
Natalie Mohammed.
Alvin Padier.
Giselle Passad.
Nirmala Raghubar.
Candice Ramjatan.
Sunita Ramkisoon.
Jessica Monique Ramnarain.
Martin Davis Shahadath.
Samantha Reshma Sankar.
Diane Elizabeth Singh.
Stacy Abigail Sukram Supasad.
Avion Lorraine Thomas.
Sophia A.J. Bovel Nurse.
Crystal Baldio Hector.
Kimberly Changur.
Amrika Dan Padarath.
Nigel Burchill Farrell.
Lorraine Kimberly Lejean.
Adesh Joseph Mahabir.
Susan Maharaj.
Vashti Mahes Christian.
Anna Ramlakan.
Shivani Mona Ramlakan.
Nadira Ramuta.
Michael Siratan.
Antil Suku. Antili Suku.
Rihanna Amelia Suku.
Candice Tiloxing.
Shamion Ayana Williams.
Candace Latoya Yearwood.
Dominique Tosca Panchu.
Penelope Joseph.
Dawn Franklin.
Kristen Nanku.
Catherine Bocas.
Sherma Aisha Bass Diaz.
Camille Elizabeth Brown Hussein.
Shireen Janelle Burton.
Venita Louisa Ramcharan.
And these are all Tech Voc students. Kizzy Smith.
Cheryl Clark.
Christiana Niles Evelyn.
Kizian Renee Osborne.
Leslie Ann Teresa Gomez.
Natasha Sheris Nelson Garcia.
Moses Esmond. Tech Voc, Mechanical Engineering.
Dennis Mylon.
Fabian Perez.
Rishi Ramlal.
Leon Rupnarine.
Elvis Clive Thomas.
Marisha Thompson.
Wendy Abdullah Siratan.
Shiva Bahadur Singh. Technical Drawing, Tech Voc.
Shoen Noel Beauty.
Gregory Hood.
Philip Rock.
Shanice Catherine Alexander.
Danielle Marie Charles.
Jennifer Clark. Fashion Design.
Shellyan Jillian Davis.
Richelle Goindu.
Marva Sandra Jessup.
Jarell Langanine.
Anicia Margaret Moore.
Genevieve Prescott.
Siobhan Michelle Roxborough. Nicola A.J. Abraham Sampson.
Tricia Suan Anthony.
Afia Ayana Bernard.
And these students are the performing arts students, Rachel Emily Bob.
Trisha Ray Tennille Boyce.
Gregory Brady.
Cyan Carissa Charles.
Carrion Ford.
Zain Shamil George.
Megan Marie Gill.
Nicholas Gordon.
Chrisanne Christine Graham.
Francois Germanis Harewood.
Summa cum laude.
Summa cum laude.
Michelle Anika Henry. Music option.
Gabrielle Catherine Isaac.
Makita Christine Joseph.
Makesi Jawara Joseph.
Katrina Tiffany Khan.
Jesus Gabriel Leblanc.
Luciana Irana Lauchun Tong.
Amanda Monique Mohan.
Martin Anthony Mana Mohan, summa cum laude.
Ariana Chelsea Mohammed.
Marilyn Ryan Morrison.
The Honorable Christine Collette Elvie Morrill.
Videsh Nath.
Camlon Nero.
Lamar Mari Pollard, summa cum laude.
Savitri Michelle Rampasad.
Lucette Nyomi Regis.
Sheena Ahil Richardson.
Darlene Kimberly Richards.
Terrence Ernest Seeley.
Cleveland Serias.
Gelee Stroud Mitchell.
Jonathan Gale Sutherland.
Wendy Ingrid Aloma Thomas.
Wayne Tubit.
Carol Noel Warner.
Marcel Webster Matthew.
Nolly Joseph Whiskey.
Rusha Kai Williams.
Chevelle Delicia Williams.
Dance option. Dean Richard Williams, music.
Tony Joanne Williams.
Wendy Ann Wilson Granger. Granger, excuse me.
Kelly Ann Melissa Whitstrom.
I think you can all put your hands together for everyone and give them a lusty round of applause. These graduates are the future of Trinidad and Tobago. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. And thank you very much, Dr. Fazal Ali, Senior Vice President and Provost of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, and Dr. Stephen Joseph, Assistant Professor. Thank you so much. The program continues. We continue to add further congratulations to our graduates. I now have the pleasure of inviting on stage Ms. Alicia Aleng to celebrate in song, and for every reason, the song entitled Stronger. Would you kindly, Stronger, Alicia Allen, kindly welcome her.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to say congratulations to all the graduates. Well done.
Oh, oh, oh. We've been through storm, we've been through it all. We had some close calls, but never would fall. We climbed all the mountains, walked through all the valleys, and you never left me behind. I found my way through the clouds. No more running, standing, closing my eyes. No, no, I will be true. This love from my heart. I'm laying my life on the line. Oh, I will survive as long as there's you by my side. Oh, I will survive as long as there's you by my side. I'm stronger, stronger, stronger. I'm stronger, stronger, stronger. They said we wouldn't make it, but guess what? We made it. And deep down I'm wondering how. You were always for me, never been the one to hurt me. You gave me peace of mind. I found my way through the clouds. No more running, scared and closing my eyes. No, no, I will be true. This is love from my heart. I'm laying my life on the line. Oh, I will survive
Let's hear it again for Alicia. Thank you, Alicia. Wonderful acclamation and beautiful and powerful rendition. Thank you. We are moving on up. Once again, I call Senior Vice President and Provost of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Fazal Ali. Please present at this time to the Chancellor those persons who have met the requirements of the University of Trinidad and Tobago and are to be admitted to their respective postgraduate degrees.
Chancellor, I ask you to admit these candidates from these academic programs having fulfilled the requirements of the university to the master's degree for which they are presented.
Graduates of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, by the authority vested in me, I admit you to the master's degree for which you are to be presented and receive you as graduate members of our society. Congratulations.
Ms. Rhonda Clark.
And the program is an International Masters in Sport for Development. Anil Sugrim.
Cecilia A. Andrews.
Health Administration. Kenil Dubwell Dowridge.
Arnim Joseph Hargreaves.
Dexter Ansel Horsford.
Mr. Isor Mohammed.
Rochelle Mohammed.
Reagan Brandon Ramkisoon.
Ingrid Salandi Allen.
Dr. David Santana.
Martin MD Namdi Orji. Orji. That's a very careful name.
Once again, I ask you to put your hands together as we celebrate the achievements of all these graduates. Once again, thank you, Dr. Fazal Ali, Senior Vice President and Provost, and Dr. Stephen Joseph, Assistant Professor. Graduates of UTT, every university worth its salt is seasoned by its alumni, those who have successfully passed through its hallowed halls and who understand the value of giving back. Graduates of the university join the alumni out of a sense not only of gratitude, but also out of a sense of pride. Graduates of the class of 2014, those who went before you understood and established the UTT Alumni Association. I wish to invite all graduating students to join the UTT Alumni Association. The objectives of the UTT Alumni Association are to promote interaction among alumni members and between alumni and UTT, encourage education, research, and commercialization of innovative ideas, keep members informed about the progress of UTT, mentor undergraduate, postgraduate students through co-op training or similar work-related experiences, provide professional development training opportunities for its members, recognize alumni achievement. You may join the UTT Alumni Association by going to the UTT website at www.u.tt. So students, an appeal, let's build. You can only build by putting more. So we will invite you, and we applaud those of you who have already made the decision to join the UTT Alumni Association. Thank you. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to invite the immediate past executive president of UTT's Students Guild, no other than Mr. Shamari Hector, to lead you, the graduates, in the Alumni Pledge. Shamari Hector.
Thank you. It is with a great sense of humility and equal amounts of pride that I stand before you today to invite you to take the pledge of the Alumni Association for the University of Trinidad and Tobago. When I look in the audience in this August assembly, I see a people who are as diverse as our twin island republic. I see a people whose unique gifts and abilities will help strengthen this economy and move our nation forward. And I also see myself and see in myself persons who would have survived the rigors of university life, the demands of the higher learning environment, and have arrived at this juncture in the peak of performance in pursuit of excellences and other distinguished and recognizable awards. And because of which, I want to forego most of what we would consider to be protocols and just recognize all the esteemed personalities here with us, both above and there, and share with you two short words of encouragement before I read you in the pledge. It was not my fault that they invited you to stand before I did, right? So you will have to endure it. I want to first, before I begin, congratulate you on this very significant milestone achievement that you have earned the right to enjoy. It is said, I am a part of the chorale, and our director, our musical director, Richard Pierre, always says that rehearsals are to be done indoors. And because we are inside, I will believe that that was a rehearsed applause of yourself. So give yourselves a real self-congratulating applause. Yeah. When Maya Angelou had the honor of her president, her first black First Lady of the United States of America, award her and recognize her service and sacrifice, she said in her thank you address that all of her conscious efforts were devoted to the most noble task in the world, the uplift and liberation of the human mind and spirit, beginning with her very own. And today, before I lead you in the pledge, I want you to pay particular attention to the fact that this liberation begins within ourselves and then is shared among those whom we come in contact with. And so commit yourselves from henceforth, even as you take this pledge, to direct your conscious efforts to the uplift and liberation of the human minds and spirit. Can we agree to that? Great. So I will lead you and you will repeat after me in concert. Is that understood? Right. I am a teacher, I'm an educator, and so I can't take things for granted. So let's go. As alumni of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, let us do it with a degree of conviction. I'm sorry to keep back His Excellency, but come on, yeah? As alumni of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, we solemnly swear to uphold the honorable traditions of UTT. Follow me. Thank you. Imbued by the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship, which is at the center of UTT's mission, we will endeavor to lend creativity and passion to all that we undertake. As graduates of the National University, we also commit ourselves to the highest standards of service to our community and country. We will further strive to earn our place among UTT's alumni who, by their devotion to these ideals, have brought recognition and honor to our alma mater. We will provide moral, intellectual, and financial support, and will encourage others to attend our alma mater and thus contribute to the perpetuation of the necessary and noble work of UTT. Give yourselves a very guarded, very jealous, very covetous round of applause. Alma mater and alumni of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, thank you.
You may be seated. Thank you, Shomari, for your conscious encouragement to your peers, for your display of teaching prowess, and of course, for evidence of literary skills. Thank you, graduates, and remember your alma mater, and keep the flag of UTT flying high. Give yourselves a round of applause again. And we go where the air is rare. Mr. Lamar Pollard. is a graduate of the Bachelor of Fine Arts in the Performing Arts here at UTT. Because Mr. Pollard distinguished himself in his field, he graduated summa cum laude. He has been selected to deliver the valedictory address. I invite your valedictorian to speak on your behalf. Mr. Pollard.
His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, ORTT SC, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of UTT. Senator the Honorable Fazal Karim, Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. Mr. Curtis R. Manchun, Chairman of the Board of Governors, UTT, and other members of the board. Professor Daya Narayan Singh, President, UTT. Dr. Fazal Ali, Senior Vice President and Provost, UTT. Dr. Marianne Watson, Vice Provost of Undergraduate Studies, Foundations and Prior Learning. Dr. Hazelan Gibbs DePisa and Mr. Richard Pierre, orators. Program professors and academic heads. Mr. Philip Robinson, Registrar. Dr. Letitia Williams, Assistant Vice President, Student Support Services. Members of senior UTT staff and faculty. Specially invited guests, graduates of 2014, family members and friends, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Before I start, I've been urged to warn you that at some point during this speech, an individual sitting amongst you has planned to leap from their seat, screaming and wailing at the top of their voices. Please, pay my mother no mind. She's just happy for me. Fellow graduates, it is with great honor, humility, and gratitude that I stand here today to address this gathering as your representative and as a student of this prestigious institution. Congratulations, we made it. Give yourself a round of applause. This may come as a surprise to you, but I never wished to pursue a tertiary education. After secondary school, I had become jaded by the expectations of society and of my parents. I wanted to study music production, but there were no programs available locally, and my parents could not afford to send me abroad to get an education in what they perceived to be a hobby. Instead of giving up, I decided to teach myself and follow my dream despite the overwhelming pressure to conform. Many years and many tears later, in 2010, UTT would launch a program that would forever change my life. So imagine, a boy who never aspired to go to university stands before you now, a man sharing his experience as a valedictorian. A friend told me recently that he believed that the events that led to this moment were the result of luck. But it is said that luck is the meeting of preparation and opportunity. But it is not luck that has afforded us this day. Each student present this evening is a testament to the fruits of hard work and determination, and the potential that we all have to achieve greatness. As our alma mater celebrates its 10th anniversary, I cannot help but feel an immense sense of pride to be among your ranks, as some of the university's earliest graduates, knowing that 50 years from this day, we will be looked upon as trailblazers and the forerunners of this institution's scholastic excellence. I am certain that I speak for you all when I say that the UTT experience was especially unique. With faculties situated across various locations of our beautiful country, each one possessing a diverse student population comprising various races, religions, nationalities, and creeds, we were presented with many challenges, mainly building inter-campus student relationships, and more importantly, in establishing a collective identity as tertiary level students. The culture at each campus is so different from the next. How does one define or explain the UTT experience? What I have come to realize is that more than any other institution, UTT is a microcosm of Trinidad and Tobago, a collection of multi-ethnic, multicultural communities spread throughout the nation, each constantly striving towards a unified vision of productivity under the banner of tolerance. It is my sincere hope that the university continues to develop collaborative programs to facilitate interaction between campuses as it continues to expand and attract new students. I also believe that as a national university, UTT must lead the charge to effect change on an individual and eventually societal level by celebrating the differences of each campus and each group of students. Though we may come from different campuses, I am certain that our experiences are very similar. I remember my first day at UTT's Academy for the Performing Arts quite vividly. I had to introduce myself and speak to a group of people I didn't know, who didn't want to hear what I had to say and just wished I would shut up, kind of like right now. But very quickly, we all formed bonds through a shared excitement in embarking on a new journey together. We also faced some of the same challenges. I am sure that you can all attest to the difficulties of group projects. Yeah, we all had our one classmate who would ever show up on time for group meetings. And he's submitting his input on the day of the presentation. Who could forget scrambling to meet deadlines and the countless sleepless nights spent doing hours upon hours of thorough academic research on Wikipedia? What about those tense moments at the end of each semester during exam week, cramming a theory or definition into your head just before going into the exam room, only to forget when you sit down? As you sit down, to forget. But even though these obstacles seem insurmountable at times, we all endured. And through these challenges, we developed character, integrity, and a sense of responsibility. And I believe that these characteristics are the characteristics that bind us together as UTT alumni. On this day of parting, I would be at fault if I did not express for myself and my fellow graduates the immense gratitude we feel towards each and every member of faculty and staff. Thank you. Your tireless work and dedication has contributed to the development and maintenance of the university that we have all called home for at least the last 4 years. As we celebrate the 10th year of the institution's existence, we must recognize and applaud the consistent, concerted effort of these few who have generated and will continue to generate a collective benefit for the many. As part of the first graduating class of the Academy for the Performing Arts, I wish to take a moment to acknowledge the invaluable work of upper faculty members Duncan Prescott and Dave Marslin, who passed away during our time at the Academy. 2 weeks ago, we also lost another pillar within the Academy, Dr. Virtual Mickens. Dr. Mickens was an early contributor to the APA who dedicated her time to the development of the institution and her students. She was a consummate artist, distinguished educator, and remarkable woman whose contributions are irreplaceable. Thank you, Dr. Mickens, for giving us some of the best years of your life. We are forever indebted to you. I wish to also thank my loved ones for bearing with my mood swings during exams and my long absences from home. It was your love and support and understanding that made this opportunity possible. I would also like to thank my academic family, you, fellow students, whom I will forever be connected to in thought and spirit, if nothing else. Fellow graduates, I want to urge you, do not neglect your families or your loved ones. Your life belongs to them, and to the service of humanity. Pursuit of knowledge and higher education must be rooted in a desire to solve problems of our world and to contribute to the quality of life of all of mankind. We must therefore understand that today is only the beginning of our journey. We do not receive these pieces of paper as parting gifts for time spent. We receive them as reminders of our responsibility to future generations of global citizens, not just Trinidad and Tobagonians. We represent the potential for greatness that our nation possesses, not because we have certificates, diplomas, and degrees, but because we have learned perseverance, we have acquired discipline, and because today we know the true meaning of sacrifice. We have been blessed with the opportunity to carve our names into the walls of history as UTT alumni. So before we depart these halls into a rapidly changing world, remember, today we emerge as leaders responsible for setting new examples. And when future generations look back upon our legacy, we must ensure they do so with pride and that they are continually inspired to uphold and surpass the benchmarks of greatness that we, the graduating class of 2014, would have collectively established. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lama Pollard. You took us on a beautiful journey as you recall some of your most meaningful experiences. Your address was both motivational and inspirational. You concisely captured the tireless work and the dedication and the discipline that is required for success. Above all, you expressed gratitude as you took us on this meaningful journey. How well you demonstrate the aspirations of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. I say at this time, a lusty round of applause for this gentleman. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you. In keeping with our mode of celebration this evening, we shall now hear the scintillating tones of the UTT Pana Ensemble. I'm informed they go under the sobriquet Heavy Hitters Steel Ensemble. The piece, We Kinda Music, composed by Andy Narell and arranged by Kevin Duncan. Heavy Hitters Steel Ensemble. Always. Thank you very much, Steelpan, Assam, and I always refer to music as the most universal language. I'm sure you enjoyed the interplay there, many beautiful musical ideas. I'm sure you were able to engage in the conversations that were going on there with the instruments. And once again, I would like to congratulate arranger Kevin Duncan on a job well done. But for all of us here today, we are aware that the product does not happen by chance. You've got to labor in the vineyard. We are dependent on our lecturers and our teachers, on our mentors to make this possible. And at this time, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Desmond Waite, Leon Smooth Edwards, Sion Gomez, all these people who have been wonderful inspirations. Give them a round of applause, because so often we are not aware of how many hours it takes to produce this quality of work. At this time, I crave your indulgence by asking you to stand in acknowledgement of the work of Program Professor Dr. Virtual Mickens, now deceased. I invite you at this time to stand as we say thanks to her in a moment of silence. May the angels and the archangels take her on that journey to enjoy whatever there is in the beyond. I encourage you to keep high the musical standards of the Academy for Performing Arts in honor of her labor of love to our national university and to our nation. Thank you. You may be seated at this time.
Your Excellency, the Chancellor, members of the Chancellor's Company, officiating members of the UTT family, those who performed on stage and those who performed off stage and backstage, all members of the graduation ceremony, graduates of the year 2014, all good things must come to an end. Thankfully, all bad things too must come to an end. There has got to be a morning after. We approach the culmination of another graduation ceremony of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, a ceremony which also signals the end of 10 years of defining a decade and the beginning of the next step in writing the future. Our attitude is one of gratitude. Gratitude to the Creator and to everyone who has contributed to this celebration of achievement. UTT graduates, go forth and make a positive difference wherever you find yourself. Remember not only the event, but also the essence of today. And now, before the invitation to His Excellency, the Chancellor, to officially close the ceremony, allow me to inform you that when the Chancellor shall have declared the ceremony closed, I will return to the podium to instruct the audience to stand and witness the order of the departure of the procession.
I have the honor of inviting His Excellency Anthony Thomas Aquinas Carmona, ORTT, SC, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and Chancellor of the University of Trinidad and Tobago, to declare closed the graduation ceremony 2014 of the University of Trinidad and Tobago. Your Excellency, the Chancellor.
I wish to sincerely congratulate the newly graduated members of our society on the achievement, and I now declare the ceremony closed.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, the procession will retire in the following order: the Chancellor's procession, followed by the Board of Governors, followed by the academic and corporate procession, followed by the graduates of the year 2014. Honored guests, please stand and remain in your places until the Chancellor's procession, faculty, staff, and graduates have retired. Thank you most kindly for your support and cooperation. Do have a safe journey home. Enjoy the rest of the evening. God bless you all, and God bless our nation. Good night.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, just before you leave, again, we want to thank you very much for your attendance at this evening's graduation. But the students and their guests are all invited to share with us in a wonderful cocktail reception. It's being held across at the main building. Just follow the tents and it will take you there. Thank you so much and do enjoy the rest of the evening. Curtis.